Hey Buns, so today I just want to talk about the new PvP mode in Final Fantasy XIV, Crystalline Conflict, that was added in patch 6.1, completely overhauling and revamping how PvP works. In Final Fantasy XIV, in the past, PvP was not that popular of a game mode. It was kind of lackluster, but now it seems that everything has changed, and everyone I know, including myself, is heavily addicted to Crystalline Conflict. Like, if you've been watching the streams in the past week, you've seen me like super tired because I have been staying up really late doing just one more match. Just one more. I did finally get to Diamond last night, so it's been a long road, and I feel like I have some feedback. I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly stuff I've noticed so far, just general impressions of the mode, and what I think could definitely be improved. So the good things, it is really fun to play. It is so much fun. I've been having a blast when I'm not actually molding. And everybody else seems to like it too. I actually was watching a Bellular video the other day about Dragonflight, and in the middle of it, he starts talking about how great Crystalline Conflict is.
Honestly, Crystalline Conflict, like the way that it changes, I'm just gonna have to talk about Crystalline Conflict for so much today, because the new PvP mode in FF14 is one of those fun things I played in like maybe years.
It's incredible.
It's fucking incredible. It's insane.
It's so good. It's like, it's a thing where it's not going to replace, because obviously, you know, a lot of people moving to FF from Moog because Moog's not doing so hot at the minute. A lot of their complaints are like, well, this doesn't feel quite as open and like nice because there's no PvP, or you know, there's no world PvP. It's not like a replacement for WoW PvP in any sense, but it is just a really super compelling small scale PvP.
Yeah,
and excellent.
He pointed out the fact that everything you love about your job's identity is condensed really well into the PvP version of your job now, and it just feels fantastic. One fun thing about it is that it's objective based. It's not like in Feast where everybody was kind of just flailing around and the goal was to kill as many people as possible, though some people certainly do play this mode that way, forgetting that it is indeed objective based. Another good thing is that it's fast paced. The matches are really short and sweet, just 5 minutes, not counting overtime, so it feels rewarding. It doesn't feel like if you got a terrible team or a bad comp, like you didn't just waste 40 minutes in a fail, right? It's just 5 minutes or a little over that, and then you just move on to the next match. So I think it feels just right for the size of the maps as well. Each map has special mechanics and variety, and I really like that a lot too. I like how they're cycled through. I think it's every hour and 30 minutes, and you can see which map is active at a given time. So it's good to have more than one map. In Feast, we actually only had one map. The reward system is significantly better. It rewards everyone, not just the top 100, with cool stuff. Like there's an armor set you can get. There's a lot of currency. There's frames for your portrait, wolf marks, trophy crystals. And we also have Garrow on top of that right now, but that's just temporary. So it's not really, that's like a side note. But the new reward system is significantly better, and it's definitely the step in the right direction. I have more feedback on that, but I'll talk about that in the bad section. It's single queue only. Now, I would love them to add a team mode later on as a separate mode, but if people could queue as a team into ranked now, it would lead to many very uninteresting one-sided matches. I mean, this is an Overwatch. Final Fantasy XIV is not a PvP game. So by maintaining the solo queue, I think it keeps the matches interesting. Also, no chat. Now, at first, I thought, this is terrible. We're not going to be able to coordinate. We're not going to be able to communicate. Quick chat is not enough for us to chat with each other. But after playing for a while, I am increasingly grateful for the fact that other people are not able to just type whatever they want to in the chat, because people actually still find plenty of ways to be toxic with the quick chat buttons. Nice job and good match anytime something goes wrong. So I'm just glad that that is all they can say. In general, I am super happy with this game mode, and it has been really well received by the community. So I'm looking forward to the updates that it will get. But with those updates in mind, I hope that there are some problems that they can address, which leads us to the bad stuff I've noticed in Crystalline Conflict. So the first thing that's really, really, really bad are the mods that help people cheat. There is a growing problem right now with people using plugins to cheat in the game, and it sucks. There is stuff like auto CC assist, so a white mage using this plugin could automatically imp somebody that just used their LB. There's auto heals. There is auto LB that will check to see if somebody is killable and then instantly switch to them and LB them. And there's triggers that will go off if the samurai use their LB, for example, so you can avoid them. Basically, these are all really unfair gameplay advantages, and I wish that Square Enix would crack down on it, because this is a problem that can and will get out of hand if they continue to look the other way. Now, I'm talking only about plugins that give a real gameplay advantage that is unfair to other people, like straight up cheating. Like, I'm not a person that's completely against add-on support. And I know that there are plenty of plugins that are completely harmless and fine. Like, there's plenty that are for making cute screenshots or just only affect your game locally, or they'll do something like give people little chat bubbles over their head when they talk. And I don't think it's fair to lump all of that in one pile. And in general, it seems like they agree too. That's why they have been really lenient about this stuff. But I worry that the whole community that is involved in creating those mods, like, everybody will suffer because of the serious cheating and hacking going on. And the whole community might feel the consequences of that when Square sees that the problem has gotten out of control and they finally decide to do whatever they're going to do. So, I don't know. I know Yoshi P doesn't want to add epic, easy anti-cheat to the game, even though right now I know there's a huge thread on the official forums of people calling for it and other people discussing why that's not a good idea. Like, I don't care how he decides is the best way to solve the problem, but they need to deal with it. They need to address it, because this was a problem in the past with PvP and they didn't really do much. And this will absolutely ruin this fantastic game mode if they let it. Now, related to this is win trading. Now, this was a problem in Feast as well, but you might be asking yourself, well, how the hell do people win trade in a game where you cannot queue up with a group? Well, if you queue at the exact same time as other people, there's a decent chance that you could end up in the same game, especially if you do so in off-peak hours. So that is how people are managing to do it. And they're also abusing the fact that you cannot derank from a rank. So, for example, you'll have one person or several people who are at Diamond 5 and they have nothing to lose. They cannot derank from there. So they will try to queue at the same time as their friend. They'll stand around doing nothing and basically throw the match for the opposite team, and the other person will rank up, reach some milestone, and then do the same thing in return. So obviously this is always going to happen, I imagine, in any competitive game, but the goal should be to minimize this happening as much as possible. Now, I personally think it is great that you don't derank once you have reached a certain rank, because my God, it is such a relief once you finally get to that rank and you feel like you've reached a checkpoint, and it feels incredible. But I also feel like, in light of some of the abuse that's happened, and in general fairness, if you lose like 5 games in a row consecutively and you're already at the bottom of your rank, maybe a D rank would be justified in that case. And if you rank up again, like have that 5 or 10 loss counter reset. I hate to suggest that, even because I know how much of a relief it is to get to that next rank checkpoint. But I mean, if you're losing 5 or 10 times in a row, you probably don't belong in the rank that you're playing at. On the subject of the ranking system as a whole, it feels amazing to get a win streak and move up faster because of that. Like, so many nights I stayed up later than I should have because I was on a win streak, and I was like, well, I can't go to bed yet. I've just won so many in a row and I'm getting extra stars. I can't sleep. So that's been fun. But I also feel it can get a bit wonky at the higher ranks, because it means that it is possible to climb all the way to Crystal with a negative win rate because you got lucky with some streaks. So that feels a bit off. I feel like at Diamond and above, it should be disabled. But keep it at the lower ranks, so that way if you are low rank and you belong in a higher rank, then you'll still rank up quickly, which is good for the people in lower tiers as well, because if you're really high skilled and you're in a low tier, you can make the match kind of unfun for the other people in that tier. And it would make Diamond and above more competitive, more of an achievement, because it's not you just getting lucky with win streaks. As for rewards, so I mentioned earlier that the reward system is massively improved and I'm really happy with it. It's plentiful and attainable just by grinding, so that's all well and good, but I do feel like the progression was way too quick. The series is supposed to last until the next major content patch, but you can farm all the rewards in just a few days or a week and be done with PvP until the next batch of rewards comes out, which is not great. Like, I'm really worried we're going to see a drastic decay in PvP activity after a few weeks of active participation, once people got what they wanted, basically. And obviously, you would hope that they would continue to play because it's a lot of fun, and it is. But I do think bigger goals to strive for would be more healthy for the game mode and retention of players. The rewards for reaching certain tiers and ranks are a bit lackluster. First of all, I didn't even know what the rewards were from just playing the game. I had to look it up on the website to make this video. So I imagine there's a lot of players who don't even realize that there are rewards you'll be given at the end of the season if you do achieve a rank. But with that said, I do think they're kind of lackluster. I mean, the Framers kit is really cool, but I think something more tangible in game, like a mount or even a glam, would have been nice. The trophy crystals is really worthless as a reward because do you realize just the sheer number of crystals that you obtain from reaching crystal tier or even diamond or platinum tier? Like, you are drowning in crystals. Like, I've had so many crystals, I don't even know what to do with all these crystals. So at that point, you do not care about getting more crystals. I promise you. Like, I bought everything there is to buy. I don't even know what to spend it on now. And that's a huge problem as well. Like, there should be some prestigious loot. There should be maybe an absurdly costly trophy sync mount or something else you can buy with these extra trophy crystals, like maybe MGP tokens. When I like, they need some new ideas. Like, I thought maybe special unlockable dyes would be really cool, or like different effects. Like, right now we have metallic dyes, but we don't have any other type of effects on dyes. I think that would be neat to add some kind of different colors or effects to dyes. I'm just trying to, like, I think they need to think of what are some different things we can offer players to buy with all of their extra currency, because I'm actually I'm capped on wolf marks, I'm capped on trophy crystals. There's just too little to buy. The AF sets that they added to the PvP vendor for trophy crystals are literally just recolors of existing AF gear, which would be cool if there was also brand new PvP gear sets for Endwalker like we've gotten in every other expansion. I've heard a lot of complaints about matchmaking, but they're mostly like, oh, well, they got a warrior and our team didn't, or they got a white mage and our team didn't, so they're gonna win and we're not because they got the strong picks. And I mean, there's a difference between a strong pick or a meta pick and jobs that are just absolutely and completely busted. There are some jobs in PvP right now that are straight up busted and pretty much mandatory, and there are other jobs that are almost unplayable because they're just not competing at all. Warrior has 2 CCs on like 15-second cooldowns. Warrior is like running around more like a DPS than a tank, it's just out of control. And White Mage has infinite cure 2 because of a bug. There is a bug that allows you to interrupt your cast to get you back an extra charge of cure 2. And so you just run around with infinite cure 2. And on top of everything else about White Mage that is totally busted. And I say this as a White Mage player. I've been playing White Mage in PvP, but pretty much everyone agrees that it is really overpowered right now. And like, you have your LB, which is it does everything. Like, it's a stun, it's a heal, it does a lot of damage, and it's on a 60-second recharge. A lot of people were saying, like, I personally think it might be more fair if they fix the bug with Cure 2 and maybe put the LB recharge on a little bit longer timer than just 60 seconds. Honestly, I feel like this probably deserves its own video where I talk about every single job and like the strengths and weaknesses of them. But a lot of people are complaining about the Samurai LB. I personally think that it is fine unless you have some AoE abilities that are hitting the Samurai unintentionally. I think that really sucks because you can see when other people on the other team have their LB almost ready. So you know when the Samurai almost has his LB, you can prepare for it. It's usually super obvious when he's getting ready to do it. But if you happen to have some AoE abilities that unintentionally hit the Samurai, I think that sucks. That you could be punished for that. That doesn't seem fair. Gunbreaker, on the other hand, feels almost unplayable. Other jobs like Dancer or even Reaper feel a bit wonky right now. They just need a little bit of work. So regarding balance, I think that you can't expect in a PvP setting for everything to be equal, right? But I think what you want to go for is a rock, paper, scissors type of situation where some jobs have strengths that other jobs can exploit. I think that's not far off with some minor tweaking. Still, a skilled dancer will blast a bad samurai out of the water. So it's not broken beyond recognition. Though, again, I say that as a PvP white mage, so I might be seeing it with blood lily colored glasses. The question is, will PvP be getting balance updates at the same rate as PvE content? Can we expect PvP updates and tuning to happen with every major content patch? That we do not know. I do hope that we do have better communication between the PvP community and the devs. In the past, they were not so good at that, unlike in other aspects of the game. So I hope we see a change in this expansion. In general, I really want to see new content, new updates, new quality of life, new rewards, new communication. Like, this needs to be a regular feature on every live letter. What's happening next with PvP should be considered just as important as PvE now that everybody likes it. We have a successful base model and it has a lot of potential. It's been well received. I'm happy to play it, but I do not want to see it abandoned. I do not want to see just one content update and then we forget about it for the rest of the expansion. But I don't think we will, because we got series, we got seasons. They seem to have planned ahead for this, but time will tell. How have your Crystalline Conflict matches been going? Have you been doing ranked? Have you been doing just casual matches? Please let me know in the comment section down below which job is your favorite and which job is your least favorite, which jobs that you think really need the nerf bat and which ones you think could use some help. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free just by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Warriors of Light. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!